Welcome back to the Mod Squad Network. I'm your host, Kevin, joined always by Felix.
What's up?
And today we have Christopher from the Cut of the Jib podcast. What's up, Christopher? How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going very well. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys. I'm a big fan of you guys' shows that you do. Not just the Mod Squad, but also what Kevin does over there at Back to the Retro as well.
What's up?
Back to the Retro Review. I apologize.
It is, yes. Back to the Retro Review. What this show is all about is this is for everybody and your fans to get to know you a little bit more personally. These are some thought-provoking questions, but nothing too serious. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get right into it. Felix will ask some
Word association.
word association. I can never remember that for some reason. Word association. I'll ask a couple thought-provoking, and we'll finish up with some rapid-fire this or that. Felix, go ahead and start us off, my man.
All right, man. Just first thing pops in your head. Western.
Clint Eastwood.
The color green.
That darn puppet character that I play on my show.
Hero.
Oh, goodness. Joe Bonamassa.
Network. I like that.
Network. Well, I had to have to tip it off to my buddy Bob Levy with the Levyverse Network.
That's what's up. Storm.
Storm. Hurricane Hugo.
Adventure.
Adventure. Swashbuckling. I don't know.
Rose.
Roads?
Rose.
Oh, Rose. Guns N' Roses.
That's what's up. Memory.
Memory. Being a child back in Naples, Florida.
I got asked. In the 80s.
Yes.
That's what's up. Fear
Snakes.
and cheeseburger.
Not kosher.
Not kosher.
Not kosher.
No. I'm a former
Kevin.
rabbi.
Oh, okay.
So no cheeseburgers then.
No cheeseburgers. Got to separate the meat and dairy.
Do it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're from the Cut of the Jib podcast. How did the Cut of the Jib podcast come about?
It's weird because I was actually a part of the Dabbleverse, and if you're not familiar with what that is, these are the people that make fun of Stuttering John. And basically, I was doing a political show, and I heard the whole thing when he ended up getting sick with a certain disease and the stupid things that he ended up doing that YouTube doesn't like people to talk about. And, and I was like, this guy's fascinating me. So I was involved in that, and then the Dabbleverse started eating each other, and I said, well, I'm already monetized over here. What am I going to do? And so I said, well, let's do rock news and politics. And so I did both there for a while. The politics, there's so many people doing politics that it really doesn't matter. It's like that wasn't getting any traction, but the rock stuff was. So basically, it went from Dabblers Unanimous to the Cut of the Jib because I am a big fan of Dennis Miller, first of all, and that's kind of one of his phrases. And also, it kind of takes me back to the 1940s and 1950s, the classic era of cinema. So,
No, I love it. I love it. All right. Well, to build on Felix's earlier cheeseburger question, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Well, if you want to get technical, it is. You can actually kind of classify it as a submarine, as a matter of fact.
Okay. All right.
A
A little bit of difference of opinion. I kind of disagree with you on that, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. When I think of a hot dog, though, I think of like events. I love going to an event. I love wrestling, and I love going to a wrestling event. And when I'm at an event, I love having a hot dog. And at wrestling events, when the wrestler comes through the curtain and that theme song hits, you know exactly who he is and what he's all about. If you had a theme song that played every time you walked into a room, what would it be?
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's
For you,
a tough
this
one.
is probably really tough because you
It is.
dabble in all of it.
Oh, goodness. I would probably have to say Sailing by Christopher Cross. That's really dorky, I know. But, it's one of those songs that has stuck with me ever since I was a child. The yacht rock stuff, man, no matter how old I get, I'll still go back and listen to that stuff. And that kind of sums up my personality and my memories from when I was younger.
I love it. I love it. Well, speaking of songs, what's your guilty pleasure car karaoke song? That song that you're kind of embarrassed that anybody hear you play, but you still crank it up and you just sing away.
You know what? Anything by Savage Garden, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of car trips, what's the farthest you've ever traveled from home for vacation?
Let's see. Going from when I was younger, back in Florida, all the way up to Rangeley, Maine.
Ooh.
Yep.
I've trip to Maine before from Florida because I grew up in Florida. I was born and raised in Florida.
Oh, wonderful.
But that's distance. That's in miles. If you could travel 10 years to the past or 10 years to the future, but only for 24 hours, which way would you go and why?
I would probably say 10 years in the past. And the reason being is because, the world seems to be on fire right now. And, though I would want to know about the new technologies, I want to know about all that other stuff. But I don't know if it would even exist 10 years in the future. So
That's true. All right. How about a little color theory? How would you describe the color purple to a blind man?
Oh my gosh. You would have to be able to associate it. And you would have to be able to associate it visually, I would think. So I'm kind of at a loss for that one.
That one seems to stump a lot of people. I love it. All right. Well, what is the funniest thing to actually ever happen to you that you can legally talk about?
I haven't done very many illegal things in the past 24 years or so. So, one time my blood sugar had gotten real low. I'm type 1 diabetic, and I'm a guy that rarely ever curses. And whenever my blood sugar is really low, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm doing. And my fiance was over here, and the paramedics asked, "Do you know who this lady?" And I said, "Yeah, that's my B." And I was like, she told me about it, and I was like, that's something I would never say, ever. It was hilarious, but I was apologizing for a good 2 days.
I love it. If you were to poll your family and friends, what would they say you're most known for?
Probably my weird Jewish observance.
All right, I like it. I'm a Superman guy. I have Superman on my wall behind me. I love comics. But if you had one superhuman power, what would it be? And would you use it for good or evil?
I would use it for good, and I'd probably say to fly. I think that'd be pretty neat. Even though I'm afraid of heights, I would probably want to fly.
I get that. Just to be able to get out of traffic.
Yeah.
I hate traffic. Like I said, I'm a comic book guy, but and I love comic books. Comic books has kind of shaped who I am today. What is the single piece of media, whether it be a book, a movie, TV show, music, that has had the most influence on the person you are today?
Oh, goodness. In terms of that, I know this is a very PC thing that religious people say, but I would have to say the Bible, in all honesty.
No, I know. I love it.
It's true.
Great answer.
But however, in Hebrew and the Aramaic of the New Testament.
Okay.
Yep.
I love it. If your life was a movie, though, what would the title be, and who would play you?
Oh, goodness. Clint Howard. And it would probably be, what the heck am I watching?
I like that. I love it. I love to enter Clint Howard too. That's awesome.
Clint Howard doesn't get enough respect.
No, you don't. You don't. You don't. It's his older brother that everybody seems to enjoy.
Exactly.
Let's see. I love movies. Movies is my thing. One of my favorite movies is Castaway, where he's stranded on a desert island. If you were stranded on a desert island, what would your 3 items be if you had to take with you?
Probably my insulin, my Coca-Cola, and my cat.
I can't hate.
I love it. Can't hate on that.
My-
You gotta have company, right?
Yeah.
My answer was Cujo myself, so
There you go, man.
If you could switch lives with somebody for a day, who would it be and why?
Oh, goodness. I'd probably have to say John Mayer because I would want to go through his guitar collection. I would want to
get it.
play all those pedals,
That's
all
pretty
those
cool.
Dumble amps, all that stuff.
I love it. I love it. All right. The last 2 questions are a little bit deeper. What are your 1 year, your 5 year, and your 10-year goals?
Well, my 1 year goal is I'm starting a new business, a delivery company. And I'm also looking for a bigger apartment for a nicer studio space. So that's the 1 year. The 5 year would probably be to be married by that point. And the 10 year, I would probably have to say at that time, maybe have more of life figured out than I do now.
good luck,
Good
man.
luck, man. Good luck with that. I don't think anybody has life figured out.
No. When we look
All right,
back at our past, and we always look back and it's like, man, I was a moron back then. And then I'm like,
big
wait a minute,
time.
that was only 10 years ago.
Big time. My last question I have: if you took center stage to the world and you had everybody's ear, what would your message be?
Be excellent to each other.
Love it. I love it. Great message. I love it. That's all the questions I have. We're going to wrap things up with some rapid fire this or that, and Felix is going to ask those. Felix, ask away, my man.
All right. Is the term GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Android or Apple?
Apple.
DC or Marvel?
This is out of my realm. DC, I'm guessing?
All right. Xbox or PlayStation?
You're talking to a guy that played a video game since 1994. I'm guessing PlayStation then.
All right. Cats or dogs? I think I know the answer to this one.
Isabella's sitting right here, so it has to be cats. You know, she'll hear me say something else, and it would not be good.
I know your love for guitars, so I'm assuming I know the answer to this one. But let's see. Prince or Michael Jackson?
Oh gosh, they're both different, both geniuses. But you know what? Prince did less shady stuff, so I'm going with Prince.
All right. Geek or horror?
Geek.
Checkers or chess?
Checkers.
Books or ebooks?
Books.
And last but not least, soft or hard tacos?
Hard shell tacos.
That's what's up.
Love it. All right, that's all the questions we have for you. I hope everybody enjoyed getting to know Chris for a little bit better. Chris, man, what do you have going on right now, and what do you have coming up in the future?
Oh well, you know, in terms of the cut of the jib. Okay, well we got the Guitar Guys is one of the shows that we do, and that was taking a slight hiatus. I got a text this morning that one of our co-hosts, his little 4-year-old daughter was hit by a car and
Oh no!
was killed on impact. So we're taking a month off there. But we also have this stupid, stoned out character that I play called Tokay. He's got a show tonight where he's going to prove, and you know, the thing with Tokay is he's a moron, okay? So he's always coming up with these conspiracies that are just whacked out. So he's got one of those today. And then Rock Talk Live and, of course, the Lunatic Lounge as well.
Love it.
I got one last question to throw to you.
Yeah.
Best guitar solo ever.
Oh, goodness.
Or your most favorite, not the best.
I would probably have to say, for me, it's all about emotion. It's all about the emotion in the way they bend the strings, all that stuff. And I would actually have to say, even though I'm more of a blues guy, Crying by Joe Satriani.
Okay.
All right. Love it.
I like it. I can't eat.
All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Conversations with the Mod Squad Network. So for Chris, Felix, I am Kevin saying, if I don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.